Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start our B day here. We're gonna do our ARD and IRD cards. Our cards we do every day. Okay, I'm gonna sit down for this because it's a little easier. Can everyone see me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our first set of our cards. Okay, so we have combination WH. Very nice.
E consonant E, O consonant E, diagram TH, diagram SH, Z, oh,
Z, sorry, it's stuck.
P, I, O, A, U consonant E, trigraph TCH, diagram CH, B, F, M,
Sorry, they're sticking.
J, S, diagram OO, I consonant E, G, U, C, D, A consonant E, H, W, T, N, E, B, K, E consonant E. No,
The vowel T, diagram E, sorry.
Diagram N, G, R, diagram C, K, N, L.
Very nice, very nice. Good job remembering WH is that combination.
I was almost gonna forget.
You almost forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, some of these need to stay together forever, so I hope I have them right. Okay. Alright, here we go. So we have whistle, octopus, aw, pig, chair, fish, feet, E, rope, O, hat,
rabbit,
match, athlete, E, mother, thumb, zipper, nose, socks, book, stop, mule, U, elephant, igloo, game, table, kite, violin, mop, apple, watch, leaf, good job, moon, sorry, nest, sing, shell, truck, bat, umbrella, bat, umbrella, five, eye, dog, George, cake, egg, wagon, cup, cities. Nice. Go ahead and move us down to our instant words. Good job.
What is it?
The next one. That case it flips over. Alright, so I'm going to pass out your, remember this is our B day. So I'm going to pass out your little packet here.
Yes.
And I want you to move to our instant words, which are
Those words are free.
the third page in line. So flip until you have this page of our instant words. Okay? This packet was...
Are they in our book?
I took them out. So this was Stephen. Make sure this is right. Keelan. So switch it to your instant words on top.
Are they stapled?
Or they're not stapled. I need to. And switch to your instant words here.
Oh,
Yes. And then Reagan is what? Not
This?
here?
Pass it out.
Instant words.
I didn't know how to go. Did we get a marker?
Alright, so these are our instant words we're going to go through here. We're going to echo, and then we're going to take some individual turns. Okay?
Oh, we're not testing.
So follow me on the first one. Have,
About,
from,
there,
said.
said,
Very nice. Go to the second part in the middle like we do on our rap pages. Out,
was,
would,
you,
to.
to,
Very nice. Drop down to that third box. Have, said,
said,
there, would, to.
to.
Okay, so we're going to do some individual turns on here. Keelan, will you start from the very top? Yes.
To the bottom. Keep going, like you always do. Yes. I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone else follow along as he does it.
Have, about, from, there, sit, have, there, about, from, have, there, sit, about, there, sit, have, about, from, out, was, would, you, to, was, you, out, to, would, to, you, was, out, you, would, was, to, out, have, said, there, would, to, about, out, was, there, said, would, was, you, from, out, you, about, to, have, from.
Awesome job, buddy. You are so fluent and smooth. I know you like wine. Awesome job. All right, Barbara, we're going to let you go next. Okay, sweetie? Everyone follow along still as you're reading your words.
Okay. Have, about, from, there, said, have, there, about, from, have, there, said, about, there, they, said, have, about, from, out, was, would, you, to, was, you, out, to, would, to, you, was, out, you, would, was, to, out, have, said, there, would, to, about, out, was, there, said, would, was, you, from, out, you, about, to, have.
Very nice, very nice. You did awesome. You were smooth. Very nice. All right, Steven, we're going to let you take it away, buddy.
Have, about, from, there, said, have, there, about, from, have, there, said, about, there, said, have, about, from, out, what, was, would, you, to, was, you, out, to, what, would, to, you, was, out, you, would, out, was, to, out. Have, said, there, would, to, about, out, where, was, there, said, would, you, there, was, you, for, from, out, you, about, to, have, from.
All right, nice job, okay? So that way you can see, I know this is all new. This B-Day lesson is kind of really new to us, but those are like your instant words and your sight words that we're going to move on to. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our the rate packets, our time packets. What I want you to do, Keelan, I'm going to start with you because you're just first. Okay, the rest of you, Barbara and Steven, I want you to really still work on these instant words. So you're going to sit there and you're going to practice reading these while Keelan reads his story to me. And then you can work on this A2 as well. Okay? And even your A1 of your words. I want you guys to work on those, and then we're going to swap out. Okay? Alright, so you're going to shift one seat.
What does shift
Move over.
Okay.
Good question. You all are going to shift over and take some time.
Don't worry later on.
I'll do like anyway.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are working on those other sheets. Go through the practice. Remember, you're building our fluency. You can do the A1, A2, and A3. You're working on those words, even those instant words that we just read, because you're trying to build automaticity and become automatic. Okay? I'm going to give you this.
You same one from last time?
Yes. This is going to be the hot one. I'm going to set a timer.
A hot one.
Where is my timer? Alright, you ready? Do the very best you can, okay?
Okay, ready?
You may begin.
Ken had a 10 mint. He got it from his dad. Pit said, I must have that mint. So Pit bit Ken that he was the best at that. If he hit best, he would win that mint. When Pit was at bat, he swung and popped it with out of there. Ken was sad. The mint from his dad was a big gift. He ran from Pit and hit his mint. His mom said, what is that? This about? You must go get the 10 mint and hit it to Pit. Hand it to Pit if you sit the bit. And he hit so well. Then the mint is his, not yours. This.
Wow, very nice.
How many I missed?
I'm going to add it up at the end. Then I'll definitely let you know, okay? But for time,
Did I do good now last time?
you did much better than last time. You did not miss any words.
And that's why I stopped at.
That's where you stopped at.
Good job.
So it was a little much better.
24.
No, that's not 124. That's 109. That's 108, so 109.
Good job, Keith.
Very nice. 76 to 109. That's what I'm talking
Good
about.
job, Keith.
Okay,
Are we
so
gonna
what
take
I want
this
you to do,
first?
Barbara, you can come shift everyone else, and Keelan, you can go back and you're working on those instant words,
This one?
automatic with those, and then your concept of A1, going through and practice those. Okay, I should be able to kind of hear you whisper those and saying those to yourself. Alright, Barbara, let me play the words. Okay, are you ready? You may begin.
Ken had a 10 mint. He got it from his dad. Pip said, I must have that mint. So Pip bet Ken that he was the best at bat. If he hit best, he would win that meeting. When Pip was at bat, he swung and popped. It went out of there. Ken was sad. The mitt from his dad was a big gift. He ran from Pit and hit
That scared me.
Okay,
I
so you
did
had
one.
68, 69, 70. You had 70 words.
Mr. Stratton.
Mr. Stratton.
And 70 words.
Y'all reading hard?
Yes.
What y'all calling words or word list?
I'm doing this.
We're doing this is our B-Day lesson, so
Oh,
we're
wait, no,
on
Mr.
our time fluency and we don't pick up.
Well, did you do well?
He did
76 to 108.
That's
You
cool.
went from 76 to 109, and
109.
Barbara did 58 to 70.
Well, outstanding.
Very nice.
Keep getting better and better is all you can ask.
Oh, yes. All right, Steven, you ready?
Yes. Mr. Stratton.
Bye.
He just scared me. I was like, we don't wave at him, see him.
So you guys, let's bring it back together. I know Miss Burley came in, but we're gonna go back and you guys are working on your words.
What's ours?
You're working on your words. Okay. Everyone else, you guys are doing great so far. We're making some improvements and we'll get to color those on our graph. Okay? Alright, Steven, let me get this timer set back again. Are you ready? When you may begin. Okay.
Ken had a tin mint. He got it from his father, Dad. Pam said, I must have that mint. So Pam bet Cam that if he was the best at bat, if he hit best, he would win the mint. Wait, where was I? What was an bat? He swung and popped. It was out of
Stop right there. Alright.
I read it twice. I missed a
2,
lot.
3, 4, 5,
Because I completed just one.
Yeah.
I read it all the
You
way.
had 10
I
errors,
read
so
it
your
again.
errors went down from last time.
All the way up to right here.
Yeah, I was right here.
This will never put it on the place.
So you had 41 words. So you went from 24 to 41.
Not
Okay,
bad.
and your errors went down. That's last time.
So
You,
I've only
you made some progress.
you
Okay?
didn't tell me what
So
I
keep
got.
working. Alright, awesome job. So we have done our rap page, concept page.
We're still on time.
Alright, so I want you to now find your phrases, and I can help you with these. I need to stay them together. No, we're about to be.
This one?
We're about to be 5 phrases.
What one?
What one do you read? We're going to
The
take
ten,
this
the tin man. Tin
So it looks like this.
Okay, the tin man.
Okay, I want you to hold it one time through, like on this one, and then we're going to do our 1 minute time on these.
Yes.
Okay? You guys love this whole 1 minute time. Alright, so go ahead and have a seat on your bottom. Find it looks like this.
I like the challenge. That's why I like
You
this.
like the challenge? Good.
I just want to do this one because I was doing it and
Alright, we gotta keep going because of our time.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a lot to do.
Okay.
Alright, so hold on to your thing. Alright, so I'm going to read first, you echo. Okay, so the 10 mint
The
tin man
from his dad.
from his dad,
The best at bat.
the best at bat,
When that mint
when that meant
out of there
out of there
was a big gift.
was a big gift.
Get the 10 mint.
Give the 10 mint.
This was not fun.
This was not fun.
Had fun with the mint.
Have fun with the mint.
Up the hill.
Up the hill,
As his pal.
out his pal,
In Pip's hand.
in his hand.
Then he said,
Then he said,
alright, very nice. So we're going to work on this part first.
So we're gonna be timed on this.
Did we gotta say the title when we read it first?
Do what?
Did we gotta say the title when we
Yeah,
test?
the tin man.
Alright, so Keelan's going to go. I want you guys to go ahead and go back and practice on your concept words. That
Oh,
A3.
Oh, you were gonna say
A3.
Okay. Ready? Whoa, I saw that. Is this the same one?
Alright, are you ready?
Okay.
Alright, so if you get to the bottom, we start
over
back
here.
at the top.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, I got you.
I know I'm doing this right. Alright, ready? Let's go.
From his dad, the best at bat. When that mint out of there was a big gift. Get the 10 mint. This was not fun. Had fun with the mint up the hill as his pal in Pop's hand, Pip's hand. Then he said, from his dad, the best at bat. When that mint out of there was a big gift. Get the 10 mint. This was not fun. Had fun with the mint up the hill as a pal in Pip's hand. Then he said from his dad, the best at bat. When they met out of there was a big gift. Get the 10 mint. This was not fun. Had fun with the mitt up the hill as his pal in Pip's hand. Then he said from his dad, the best at bat. When they met out of there was a big gift. That is, get the 10 mint.
There we go.
Ooh.
So you got about halfway through.
I hit three.
You got 3.5.
Ooh.
Good job, Keith.
Yeah, 3 times in a row. Yeah, 1.5. Could have had more, but I got stuck because I was reading so fast.
Okay. Alright, Barbara, bring yours in. Alright, Steven, you're working. That's 2 redirections.
Did I say Reagan?
Keelan. I started to write Reagan's name. It's Keelan. Alright, you're busy because you're working on your fluency, okay?
Okay, I'm good.
Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
You may go.
From his dad, the best at bat. When that mat out
Mitt.
out of there was a big gift. Get that 10 minutes. This was not fun. Had fun with the mitt of the hill as his pal in pal's hand.
Hips.
And then he said from his dad, the best at bat. When the mitt out of there was a big gift. Get the 10 mitt. This was not fun. Had fun with the mitt of the hill as his pal in pal's hands. Then he said from his dad, the best at bat.
Alright, you can stop.
Aww.
It's okay. Alright, so you started your section line. Alright, you may go.
Okay.
And you okay?
Holy cow.
Okay.
I was reading so fast.
Alright, you guys can go
choking.
ahead and go finish those. We got Steven and then we're going to move on.
To our books. That was our writing.
Yeah, I want to see what happens.
Okay. Alright, Steven, you ready?
Yes.
Make sure you're on task.
Do I have to set the timer right there?
Yeah. No, just go instructions.
And from his dad, the best at bat. When the mitt out of there, when was a big gift, get the 10 mitt. This was it. What was not fun. Have fun with the mitt over the hill, up the hill, as he
His
and
as his pal.
as his pal in Pip's hand. Then he said from his dad, the best at bat. When that net out of there was a gift,
A big gift.
a big gift.
I read it twice.
I read it twice and I stopped at said.
I read it twice and I stopped right here.
Alright.
Out.
Okay, so I hope I did those right. If not, we will fix those. So now we're going to move on. You guys did great on your reading, by the way. Everyone went up. Awesome. I love that when that happens. All right, so we're going to move on to, those are easy, but they're to build fluency.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to move on to our handwriting practice. Is this still in your binders?
No. I don't know. What is it?
I'm going to pass out your binders. I didn't think we were going to need them, but I lied to you. I'm sorry.
We do?
Steven's binder.
Why we need them?
Keelan.
Pretty sure it's in the back. Is it just
So we're going to do some handwriting practice. I know we've already used some of these sheets before,
Is it this one or is it this?
but flip to your handwriting practice.
That?
Yes, on here. Okay.
I have is this page. It's lesson 15. That's the only one I have.
You're in a 14. I know we've done so many. So everyone has 15 blank.
Yeah, because you told me to stop. I was starting to do it and you told me.
Okay, so these were actually supposed to be used for B-Day lessons, but it looks like Miss Freeman got ahead of herself, and we did these for extra practice. So go ahead and look at 15. Okay, so we're going to practice writing and tracing some of these letters.
Quickest one.
Alright, so we're going to do just a few of these. Alright, so we're going to look at your first letter that we're writing. It's the lowercase s. It's the lowercase s. Very good. So I want you, we're going to swing up. Let me get some tissue paper. Alright, so remember when we make the letter S, we're going to use that approach stroke here, kind of number 3, that curve up and under. You let me watch it, maybe? Alright, so under, over, stop. Trace into the middle and release.
That's actually
That looks
good.
That one does look good, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
you were
I
talking.
always thought S is like this, and it goes up.
Yeah, I
and
thought it was
comes
like
back
that. That's
down.
better than
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
better.
I always thought it had a point at the top, like it curves, and it has you
Yeah.
go back down,
That's a-
and you turn back around.
Like a circle. I didn't get how you did that.
Are you making fun of my S?
No, I am not.
No, me and Keelan are used to it a different way.
I used to point.
Okay, approach stroke 1. Number 1.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Approach stroke 1.
Up to the top.
Top,
Yes.
around, and
That's
around.
better.
That's
good.
right. That's
Okay,
better.
thank you guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and practice. You're going to go under, stop, come down, and
Yeah, make the little
Release.
circle.
I so we're going to sit there. I want you to name our letter. Our letter is what? S. I want you to trace it. Yes, I was doing that wrong. Sorry. Told you, I'm learning my curses with you. Alright, so go next door, name it,
S.
It's
and write.
I need to make
Go
mine.
next door, name,
S.
and write.
It's
We're not on that one.
Oh.
We just
Don't
need to do
S.
S one more time.
Okay, then you're going to draw. Let's go downstairs. Your next letters that you're working on is the S combined with the P. The S and the P. I'm going to switch over. So you're going to make your S and then add your P.
Ooh, that looks good.
So you're working, thank you for your working on putting those letters together. So the 2 letters that we're working on now is the S-P, so name it,
SP.
trace it.
Ooh, look at that. That was so good.
Ooh, that does look good. We're only going to do a few of these just for time. Okay, so go next door, name it. It's still what? S-P.
Ooh.
I like more this one.
Alright, so drop downstairs one more time. Now we have the letters what?
S.
S-A. The S-A together, so name it.
S-A.
And write it.
Killed it.
Okay, for sure. I killed
You
you.
did. Looks good. So go next door, name it. It's what? S-A. Name it with me and write.
S-A.
And write.
Which one do you like more?
They both look really good.
Oh.
Alright, and we're going to do one more drop downstairs because this is one that we kind of struggle with. Is Z.
Oh, I'm good with
Switch
Z.
to blue. We're going
I'm
to drop
good with
downstairs. So the next letter that we're going to practice is what? Z. So we're going to name it and now trace it.
It's like a 3 with a curve at the bottom.
I'm good at it.
I'm not good at it.
I struggle with it.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, so go next door, name it. What letter?
3.
No, it's not 3. It's a Z.
Z.
I was
So
thinking
name it Z and write.
Miss Cruz, remember when I was doing the whole alphabet on a piece of paper? I had to go to Z.
Um,
And I did good on Z.
It's easy.
Alright, so we're going to kind of stop that right there just for time. I kind of want to monitor this. And I'll print some more handwriting pages and stuff for you too, guys, okay? I know we've been working on this like all year. I didn't know we were using this for actually our B-days, so I apologize. Alright, so now we're going to move into our spelling deck. So you have a sheet of notebook paper. You can put your binders underneath your table. Underneath your chair. You guys are working so hard.
And there goes my folder. Here's your sheet of paper.
Alright, so now we're going to do our spelling piece. You're going to look, listen, echo. You're going to name that letter and write it. Yes, you have a piece of notebook paper on the table.
I'll do the first one. Can I stand up for this one?
Are your legs hurting? We don't need to stay on the parts right now. We honestly just need our white piece of paper.
Okay.
Alright, so we got to get going through this so we can get to our comprehension piece. Okay?
Is that the books?
Yes, so we got to go. That's our fun part. We've been wanting to see what's happening next in our chapter. Okay? So come on, Stephen. Just put your book on the table. Let's go.
My
Alright, so spelling that in green cards. Remember, you look, listen, echo. You're going to name it and write it. Okay? We're only going to write just a few because of time.
We're at all of them. You just right.
We got to go through all of them, but you're going to just write just a few. Okay? So, I consonant E. You don't have to write it. A consonant E. Digraph O. Alright, write this one. Digraph CH. Final position TCH, comma CH. CH, final position, trigraph TCH, comma CH. Alright, write quickly. Ooh. Digraph O, like in moon. Write this one. Digraph SH. Write quickly. Alright, write this one. O, consonant. A. O, comma, A. A after W makes A. Write it quickly.
What?
O consonant.
Next one. D.
D. L.
S.
S.
G.
G. H. B. B. W.
Write this one. K, comma, C. Final position CK, comma, K. I'll write it to help you. Okay. K as in kite. C as in cup. Final position. Digraph CK as in truck. Final position K.
Good.
Digraph TH. Digraph TH. I. E. B.
A.
Digraph NG, comma, N.
T. P. N. U. Z. R. L.
Write this one. E.
Consonant. E.
Digraph E. So E says E. Digraph E. You may write. J. Alright, write this one. O.
O.
Consonant E. Good
I
job.
thought I got it wrong for you. That's it.
Alright, write this one. U.
U.
Consonant E.
That's what I've been saying.
Very nice. Alright, just kind of set that to the side.
this over there?
Just gonna put that. You're gonna use that paper in just a second. Just a second. All right, so we're gonna go into our phonemic awareness part 2. You're gonna use that same sheet of paper. We are here where you're gonna look, listen, echo. You're going to unblend, move your mouth pictures, add, take away, trade, switch, and repeat. Before we begin, we need to review these. And I know I'm kind of going fast because of time and lunch. Okay, I want to get to our comprehension piece. All right, so we have. I need you to name these with me. Okay. Okay. Lip puffer
And
tongue tapper and back kicker and
good.
and good. All right. Lip chiller and tongue chiller and thin string and back string front nasal mid nasal back nasal round air panty air front curler side curler fat puff. This was a breezy air. So I'm using one breezy air. And then on our vowel chart, your smiling vowels, you have E, I, O, for open vowel, for round vowel, you have O, U. Very nice. We need to work on and practice that, but very nice. Okay, so quickly, remember you're going to look, listen, echo, unblend. You're going to pull your mouth pictures. You're going to add, take away, trade, switch, and repeat.
We got it.
Okay, we're going to do about 2 of these so we can move on. Okay. All right, so show me the word pull. What word?
Pull.
Pull. Stretch it.
Pull. Pull.
No, not this one.
Pull.
Monkey.
Good job for catching your mistakes. Good job. So this is pull. Looking at our mouth pictures, we have a lip puffer, the round vowel ooh, and a front curler ooh. All right, keep those. If that's pull, show me poodle. What word?
Poodle.
A poodle. Stretch it. Poodle. Poodle.
Just slide the L over and pick the duck.
You're right. Slide the L over, which is your front curler. Very nice. And add in your tongue tapper. So for poodle, we have lip puffer, round vowel, ooh, tongue tapper, and front curler, ooh. Very nice. If that is poodle, show me noodle. What word?
Noodle.
Stretch it.
Noodle.
Noodle. That makes me hungry. So to change poodle to noodle, I have to change my lip puffer to my mid-nasal noodle and replace.
That was quick.
That was quick.
We just did 3 of them.
Well, this is part B, so. Alright, so we're going to do about 2 of our spelling. Oh, we got to hurry. 2 of our spelling. We're going to have to skip our dictation, and then we're going to move right into a little bit of our comprehension.
This?
No, the writing sentence. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to do our spelling practice. Remember, before we spell, we have a vowel, and the closed syllable is short. We code it with a breathe. When you have a vowel and an open accented syllable is long, code it with a macron. You have your vowel digraph teams like EE. So our new syllable type that we learn when we have your vowel consonant E. Remember, E is going to make your vowel say its name. Okay? Those are your spelling tools. Alright, so when we spell, you're going to look, listen, echo. You're going to unblend. We're going to name it, write it, and code it. Okay? So, remember, some of the words that we're using are words that were those final stable syllables.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember those from yesterday, our final stable syllables? Alright, so, remember there are final because they're at the end of the word. They're stable because they are not accented, and it's got the hint of a vowel. Okay, so your first word it's because I'm hungry. We're going to do rumble. What word?
Rumble.
Rumble. Stretch it.
Rumble.
And make it a rumble.
Yes!
Good.
No, I forgot to yell.
Oh, you've written.
No,
What'd you start it with?
you got everything right, Christina.
Yeah, we don't need the back either.
Ah,
That's and good.
got it.
Oh yeah. But nice try.
Oh, I got it.
Alright, so this is rumble. Now let's touch and spell rumble. R U M B L E. Alright, put those papers there, Stephen. So now we're going to write the word rumble. You just do this is where your paper comes in. Rumble. R U M B L E. A rumble. Oh. Your pencil break.
Wow.
Quickly. Sorry, we spent too much time, I think, on our other activities.
We can do this tomorrow.
I gotta get in today for our lesson. Alright, so rumble. If this is rumble, I know I have a vowel and a closed syllable is short. Put it with a brief. I can bracket my final stable syllable, B-L-E.
I was about to say something, but I just now see that.
Okay. Rumble.
How do you be boxing in them S?
Remember, B-L-E from our card is like our thimble. Alright, next word. Ready? Your word is handle. What word?
Handle.
Stretch it. And oh. And make it. Check yours with mine.
Put it with this one and get this one.
Oh no, I picked that.
Get this one and put this one right here.
Got it. Actually, when you do look.
Alright, so this is handle. And we have the panting air, smiling vowel mid nasal tongue tapper d, front filler Let's stretch it. And now let's spell it. Handle. Don't forget that E at the end and write it. Handle.
Amen.
Okay, so I have a vowel and a closed syllable is short. Got it with a brief. Bracket, final stable syllable, D-L-E, like in candle. My word is handle. Okay, to review those, remember those are our final stable syllables. They're final because they're at the final position of the word. They're stable because they are not accented. And they're a syllable because they have that hint of that vowel sound at the end. So the ones we learned yesterday was final stable syllable. Barbara, you watching? B-L-E of thimble. We had final stable syllable D-L-E as in candle. Final stable syllable T-L-E like in mantle. We'll see if I can hold them all up here. And then final syllable P-L-E, like in a dimple. Okay, very nice. Alright, go ahead and close your sound charts. We're going to quickly move into our comprehension piece, and we might not get very far, but it's okay. We'll get as much done as we can in here. It's your book time, so just pass out everybody a book.
So who's this?
It just pass out a book. You have a phone. Thank you. Alright, so this was our chart.
This one's mine.
Just pass them out.
Just pass them out.
Get them. Please.
Okay, I'll let where we were at.
Alright, you got your book.
We didn't even finish the whole chapter last time.
I know we started reading and then picked it up. So we should be on.
This one.
So we're halfway through what, chapter 6?
No, we don't go see.
No.
We're on the
So I both want to.
happy food for dog.
Right here, when they was digging.
Yeah, but
they was
we started on 6, okay?
Look, this
So
is
Barb, I know you were not here, so you can turn to page 43. Looks like this.
Oh yeah, I forgot
She
when I
was
found
here.
that money.
Yes. Alright, so this was kind of what we've went over so far with our words. Remember we talked about invisible was something that what?
didn't really like it wasn't there.
That you couldn't see. It's not there. We said an island was what?
Invisible.
Surrounded by water.
Land surrounded by water. We talked about explore meant to
Find a new place.
find a new place. We talked about it mean to search, to look for something, to investigate. So I think Reagan gave that word investigate. Remember that word grubbiest that we read about in chapter, what was it? 2?
Yes.
The word grubbiest? What did that mean? Remember? We talked about it? We said it meant, what'd you say, Barbara?
Something's good.
Gross or nasty. It's old. We talked about poison ivy. Okay, we have that in our story. We talked about a reward. We also talked about being fierce. Remember, our characters are who?
Josh,
And
Josh and Ruth Rose.
And so far, they were on that Skull Island, and then they ended up going back to what they found on Skull Island was behind that boulder.
Was a hole.
They walked inside, and what did they
There was a
find?
whole bunch of poison ivy, and they started digging.
But the poison ivy was what?
Money.
It was fake. You're right. So we're at the part where we're about to figure out what's gonna happen.
In a concrete box.
Then Dink got on top of a
Can I read
cement
it?
wall. Then he pushed it, and a whole bunch of money was inside.
Can I
We
read
did.
it?
Well, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna read first, and then I'm gonna let you guys read. Okay. All right. So we're on. Okay. So on 42 at the top.
It's right here.
All right. So he closed his eyes. I think I'm gonna throw up. But whose money is it? Ruth Rose asked. Who put it here? Dink stepped inside the vault. On the bottom shelf were cardboard boxes with Happy Heart dog food written on the sides. Dog food, he said. Josh and Ruth Rose crowded into the vault, and Ruth Rose peeked into the 2 boxes. More money, she said. Suddenly, Dink looked back over his shoulder. Shh, he whispered. I think I heard something. Barbara?
The kids stood perfectly still and listened.
Listen.
There it is again, Dink said. I muffled
Squeaking.
sound came through the fog. Then there was
Silence.
Then another squeak.
All right, Keelan.
Dink
Gulp.
frozen to the spot. It's coming closer, we whispered. It's the pirates. Joe said, I couldn't be the guy with big feet. Said Ruth Rose, maybe this is this. Trust your legs, get out.
You're reading a whisper voice. Okay, so in here, where are they at? Do we have a where?
In a big bowl.
Alright, so because of time, I'm gonna go through. So do we have a where?
Yeah.
They're in the vault, so I can use blue.
I think I know who the big
Okay.
is.
Do we have who is in there, right? We have Ruth Rose, Dink, and Josh. So we do have a who is in that vault. And why are they in there? Do we have a why?
Uh-huh.
To
Because
find
they was
out.
trying to find who belonged with the money, so they found
Yes.
this little hole, and then they jumped into it, then they found a whole bunch more.
They want to know why money was
Then
there.
they heard
Alright, and what did they find?
Money.
money.
They found some
Money,
money,
money.
and it was in what? Boxes that had
Happy heart dog food.
very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna read for time so we can get through this. Help me close this. The kids swung the cement door shut, and Josh grabbed his shovel while Dink and Ruth Rose lifted the plastic poison ivy back into place. Now the cement safe was hidden again, and Dink quickly led the way back through the boulders to the water. On the narrow beach, they stood in the fog and listened. Dink heard the squeaking sound again, then a soft thud, then silence. Slowly, a small boat drifted out of the fog, and a large dark figure sat hunched in the stern. Dink didn't dare to move or say anything. It looked as if the figure was staring at them. After what seemed like a year, the figure began to row away. Dink heard the oars squeak as the boat vanished back into the fog. Do you know what oars are?
Yeah.
Yes, it's little
Oars
words.
are these little like paddles on the boat that you
I think I know
use
who it is.
to paddle. Well, let's keep
What do
going.
you think it is?
Who was that? Josh croaked. I don't know, Dink said. Whoever it was, let's get off this island, Ruth Rose said. The kids quietly stepped into the shallow water, trying not to splash. They waded to shore. Dink kept watch for the boat and its silent passenger, but he couldn't see anything through the fog. Behind them, Squall Island became invisible once more. Are you tracking and following along? 10 minutes later, they flung open the door to Officer Fallon's office, and Officer Fallon looked up from his computer. What's wrong, kids? You look like you've seen a ghost. He stared at their soggy sneakers. And you're all wet. We found more money, Ruth Rose said. Millions of dollars. Officer Fallon raised one eyebrow. Really? We did, Josh said. Okay, sit down and talk to me, Officer Fallon said, switching off his computer. The kids perched on the edge of their chairs. What did perched mean?
Like they name badges.
They perched on the edge of their chairs. They're like sitting up, right? They're sitting up. They're serious, okay? We went back to the island, Dink explained, and found a cement safe. It had stacks of money in it, and they told Officer Fallon about the secret path, the plastic poison ivy, and the hidden cement vault. Just before we left, we saw someone in a rowboat, Josh said. I think he was coming to the island, but then he turned around and left. Officer Fallon sat up. Did you get a good look at him? He asked. It was too foggy, Dink said. Officer Fallon frowned and nodded. Why would anyone keep money on Squall Island? Ruth Rose asked. Why wouldn't they just keep it in a regular bank? Officer Fallon looked at Ruth Rose. Because it's not real money, he said. It's not? Ruth Rose asked. What is it then? I guess there's no reason not to tell you, Officer Fallon said. After you left yesterday, I remembered something I read a few weeks ago about counterfeit money. That's a good word. Anybody know
Oh,
what
fake
counter-
money. Oh my goodness.
Really? Okay, good job. Counterfeit means fake. Think about like when you play Monopoly. You have that's fake money.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
But that actually looks fake. But they do make counterfeit money, which looks like real money, but it's really fake. You have to look for like a seal. All right, I took a closer look at the bill that you found. He pulled the envelope from his drawer and removed the $100 bill. This is counterfeit, kids. I'm guessing the money in your cement safe is counterfeit too. Counterfeit? Josh gasped. You mean it's all fake? Good job. Officer Fallon smiled. Sorry, Josh, but who put it there? Dink asked. That's what we're trying to find out, Officer Fallon said. He stood and walked the kids to the door. Officer Keene and I will go out there and we'll look today. Starting now, we'll be keeping an eye on that island, and Officer Fallon opened his office door. Off you go now, and promise me you'll stay away from that island. Counterfeiters can be dangerous. The kids thanked Officer Fallon and they left. As they walked up Main Street, Deke thought about the mysterious figure he'd seen in the boat. Was it the counterfeiter? Had he seen the three of them standing on the beach? Deke swallowed. Where he and Josh and Ruth Rose were in danger. Okay, normally we'll all sit here and read, but I really want us to get through our chapter. So what do we find out in this chapter?
They find the money.
They go to
They
the
look at it
office.
and then they hear somebody.
So they found out the
They
money
leave.
was fake, so that's kind of a problem, right? And how did they
That's
find
not
out that
maybe-
money was fake?
I believe that's why it says happy heart dog food. I bet you that's the game
Maybe.
of like the thing they play.
Can I tell you who's
Okay,
the main
so we have a
partner?
how. How did they find out the money was counterfeit? How did they find out the money was fake?
By going to the officer.
By going and talking to the officer. You are
I
right. So
believe I know who that dude was in the boat. The
Who
dude
you
that
think
was
it is?
making the boats.
make the
The dude that was what's his name?
Mr. P.
Yeah, Mr. P. I believe that was him. You see how he'd be making these boats?
Yes, that's
I believe
good.
that was
Using your
him.
context clues. Very nice. Mr. P.
Look how mysterious he be talking when he said, you good looking gal. He
Yeah.
had that mysterious look to his face.
So I don't know about you, but I'm kind of a little disappointed that
It's all fake money. I've been mad.
it's fake money and it was fake poison ivy. Everything's been fake, right?
Maybe the islands.
Maybe that, I don't know. All
I believe
right,
that's what he do.
so we're gonna kind of go ahead and stop here due to time.
What time is it?
You can leave everything on the table. I'll clean it up. Remember, our new learning is, what did we learn yesterday and today? We learned about Keelan are final,
Final,
stable,
stable,
syllable. They're
syllable.
final because they're at the end of the word. Stable because they're not accented. Keelan, I'm still talking. And they're syllable because there's a hint of a vowel. Okay, so you guys did awesome. You guys are a little late for lunch. Okay, so tell your teachers you can stay a little later, alright? I'll clean up everything. You guys did an awesome job today. Barbara, I'll send you back your computer. Oh, did you stop? Put your password in.
Sure.
So you stop it. Awesome, you guys are on fire. Go to lunch. Tell your teacher I said you get more time.
Okay, get more time.
And
Tell
we'll
her-
graph our charts tomorrow.
Tell her all for all of us.
I will.
Because Barbara's in our class.